It's Money in the Bank week, baby. I hope you're ready for this because Money in the Bank has a fantastic card and we're going to break this down. Now, Money in the Bank has become one of my favorite premium live events on a yearly basis. It's just behind the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania at this point, and I firmly believe that it has now kicked out Survivor Series out of the Big Four because Survivor Series is boring. It's non-consequential. Meanwhile, Money in the Bank is exciting, great matches, and it always sets the pace for WWE storytelling for the rest of the year. And this year's Money in the Bank just feels slightly more special, not just because the match card is fantastic, but also because it's hailing for the first time in front of an international audience at the O2 Arena in London, England. And as we've already seen from international crowds in Montreal as well as Puerto Rico, an international crowd can take a WWE event and make it into a legendary affair. I cannot wait to see what the London crowd is going to do with this. Because not only is the UK crowd already loud and rowdy and crazy, but they've got a fantastic card to sink their teeth into, and I cannot wait to break this down. Let's jump into the predictions. First up, we have the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship match between Gunther, the Ring General, and Riddle. By the way, can I just add that I absolutely love that the mid-card titles are now being called the United States Heavyweight title as well as the Intercontinental Heavyweight title. Great little touch. This match has had a fantastic build. Even though the match was just technically officially announced on the most recent episode of Monday Night Raw, this feud and this build between Riddle, Gunther, Imperium, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn has been going on for the better part of a month. So they've done a pretty decent job of getting me to care about this match, and I think it has the potential to be match of the night. The UK crowd, I believe, is going to be firmly behind Gunther. Let's not forget that he was a mainstay of NXT UK. I am picking Gunther to win this. I think that this can be a fantastic match. I just don't see Gunther dropping the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship when he's so close to breaking the Honky Tonk Man's record in front of a European crowd that is going to absolutely adore him. Gunther is retaining this thing. Next, we've got the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio, and I love that this match exists. I don't know whether you want to call this a fall from grace or a catapult and meteoric rise. It's one or the two, right? We either have Cody Rhodes falling from the top of the card at WrestleMania 39, dropping down to Brock Lesnar, and then now dropping down to Dominic Mysterio, or we can call it a meteoric rise where Dominic Mysterio started off the year floundering as an absolutely lame lackey to his own dad to now facing a main eventer like Cody Rhodes. Either way you look at it, it's funny, but I cannot wait for this match. Dominic Mysterio has cemented himself as the biggest heel, not just in the WWE, but in all of professional wrestling. This man cannot breathe without having 20,000 people absolutely booing him out of the building. And the build for this honestly has been borderline comedy, with Dominic Mysterio constantly coming in out of nowhere and slapping Cody and running away and then hiding behind Mommy, and Mommy basically cutting promos on behalf of Dom. It's absolutely gold what Dominic and Rhea have been doing. To be honest, they've been the better part of this feud. Cody Rhodes has been kind of lame and lackluster in their interactions, but Dominic and Rhea have absolutely pulled their weight to make me excited for this match. I don't believe that the struggle storyline of Cody Rhodes is going to go so far down that he's actually going to lose a match on a premium live event to Dominic Mysterio. I mean, it is possible that Brock Lesnar comes out, interferes, and Dominic Mysterio gets the win that way. I do think that we get interference from Brock Lesnar, but I think it's after the match. I think they're going to give Cody Rhodes the win. If they don't, that would be absolutely monumentally crazy, and that crowd would be absolutely going bananas, of course, in a bad way, booing if Dominic Mysterio wins. But I'm going to be taking Cody Rhodes. Next, we have the WWE Women's Undisputed Tag Team Championship match between Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler going up against Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. They are calling these the Undisputed titles, so I guess they're going to be continuing to carry around both the women's tag titles and the NXT women's tag titles. This whole thing with belts in the WWE over the last year has been an absolute mess, and we just added another wrinkle with the women's tag team titles. Whatever, that's not really the point of this video. We're here to predict who's going to be winning this. As cool as it is to see Liv Morgan returning, I just don't see them winning the tag titles. If anything, I could see some craziness where either Raquel or Liv Morgan turn on each other and then we have a feud between those two, but I really believe that Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler are going to put the women's tag team division on on their back for the foreseeable future. I think that this is a project that both of them are excited about, and I think that they are going to take on it, and they're going to do a great job ultimately of elevating these titles and making them mean something. I'm going to be taking Ronda Rousey, as much as so many of you hate her. I don't know why I like Ronda Rousey, but I think Ronda and Shayna are going to be winning this. Next, we have Bloodline Civil War, Roman and Solo versus the Usos. By the way, I've been calling this thing the Bloodline Civil War for the better part of about 8 months, so WWE, please cut me my royalty checks because you 100% stole that from me. Well, there's no point in being bitter about this, so let's just move away from this, all right, and let's jump into the actual prediction. Let's quickly analyze a few contextual clues. Isn't it weird that a few months ago, Roman Reigns made this whole hoopla that he's not part of a tag team, and yet here he is on back-to-back premium live events as part of a tag team? I mean, it's cool. It's great that they're continuing to develop the storyline, but like, hey man, like when are you going to put the titles on the line again? The length of this title reign is starting to get diminished when you don't defend the damn thing. Again, this match makes total sense from a storyline perspective. This is a 3-year going storyline, so I'm not going to fault them for it, but I would love to see a little bit more of Roman Reigns in one-on-one action, but I'm very excited for this match. I'm picking Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa because, let's be honest, like, do you see Roman Reigns losing twice in back-to-back premium live events? I just don't. I don't know how it shapes out. I don't know how the loss gets triggered, but I think the Usos do the job for Roman and Solo, and they continue to set up more hurdles for one another. I don't think that this is the end of it. I think that I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we also get this at SummerSlam or at some point in the future again. The Bloodline Civil War storyline is going to continue on for several months here, probably for the better part of a year. But for this particular bout, their very first match, I'm going to be taking Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. Next, we've got the matchup for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship between Seth freaking Rollins and Finn Balor. You know, one of the cool things that this storyline has brought to light is something that WWE has been doing much better over the last year or so, and that is to actually acknowledge the past and make the past part of current storylines. And that's what they've done here. They have finally created a storyline and a feud between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins based on what happened at SummerSlam 7 years ago. I cannot believe that it took this long to finally use that, which was just natural storytelling, and actually use it for a premium live event feud. I don't understand why it took this long. But hey, we're all the better because they're finally doing it, and Seth Rollins and Finn Balor could potentially put on a 5-star match whenever they damn please. And in front of this crowd, dude, I'm very curious where this crowd is going to land. Is it going to be absolutely deafening with the whoa, or are they going to treat one of their kind of own? I know Ireland and UK aren't the same thing. Relax, folks, relax. You guys are just close to each other, so I'm assuming that there's going to be a lot of Irish people. Or are they going to be firmly behind Finn Balor? Look, I made a wild prediction in the last predictions video where I said Asuka was going to beat Bianca Belair for that title, and I think I'm going to do it again. I think that they're going in a really awesome direction with Finn Balor, and I think a great way to crescendo this new character path and character arc is to give him the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm picking Finn Balor. As wild as a prediction as that might be, I think Finn Balor is winning this. Seriously. Call me crazy, come back to this video afterwards and make fun of me, but I'm picking Finn Balor here. Next, we've got the 2023 Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. This is a weird Money in the Bank ladder match because half of the contestants are embroiled in their own deep-rooted storyline. That would be Trish Stratus, Zoe Stark, and Becky Lynch. Because they're so embroiled in this storyline that's clearly going to come to a head at SummerSlam, I wouldn't be surprised if none of those three win it because, again, they've already got stories laid out for them over the next couple of months. So I don't think that Trish, Zoe, or Becky Lynch are going to be winning this. That leaves us with Io, Bayley, and Zelina Vega. Look, as much as they keep trying to put over the LWO, they even keep trying to do the LWO chant, and no one chants along with them. I just don't see Zelina Vega winning this. I think it's between Io as well as Bayley, and I'm going to be taking Io because I think that there's a really natural storyline that can be told after Money in the Bank between Io and Bayley. So I'm going to be taking Io, which will then lead into a jealousy storyline and feud between Io and Bayley, thus eventually making Io Sky one of the top baby faces on SmackDown. Next, we've got the 2023 Men's Money in the Bank ladder match, and that would be between Ricochet, Logan Paul, Shinsuke Nakamura, LA Knight, Santos Escobar, Butch, as well as Damian Priest. I love this. I love that these are the guys that they put together because none of them are bona fide main eventers. None of them have won world championships on the main roster. So somebody is coming out of this and becoming a new star on the main event picture. That is what Money in the Bank is all about. It has been a while since we've had a Money in the Bank ladder match feel like it's about to create a brand new megastar, and I think this is it, especially in front of a rowdy, super loud London crowd. Whoever pulls that briefcase is either going to be rained with boos, thus becoming a giant heel in the company, or going to be adored and rained with love, thus making them and catapulting them near the top of the babyface ladder in the WWE main roster. The people that I think are in less contention would be Shinsuke Nakamura, Butch, Santos Escobar, and Ricochet. Butch just doesn't really make sense to be winning this considering his entire career on the main roster has been part of a stable. They've done very little in terms of making him a relevant single star, although I think they're eventually going that way. But starting off with a Money in the Bank briefcase this early on is not the right decision. Then we have Santos Escobar. I could see him winning because the WWE is trying to push and find a brand new top Latino superstar to help brand and market into the Latin American market, but I don't think Santos Escobar is that guy because he barely gets any reactions whether he's a good guy or a bad guy, so I'm not taking Santos Escobar, and I'm not taking Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura because they're already in an embroiled storyline and feud that includes both of those two as well as Bronson Reed, and I think that storyline is going to continue. So that leaves us with Logan Paul, LA Knight, and Damian Priest. All three of them being very fascinating options to win this thing. First, we have Logan Paul, who would instantly become the top heel in the WWE and the boogeyman of the WWE as he holds the WWE hostage with this briefcase, because at any moment, this guy that you absolutely detest could come out, cash in the briefcase, break your heart, and take his title and disappear for a few months on Impulsive. He becomes the boogeyman. He becomes the most dangerous man with the briefcase. I think he is a great option to win this, but I'm not picking him. And then we have Damian Priest, who has had probably the best professional growth in the WWE over the last 12 months, where you compare him between where he was at this point last year versus today, and he is so much better off, and that is thanks to the body of work that he has presented in matches like the match against Bad Bunny and his continuous storylines on Monday Night Raw with Cody Rhodes, Finn Balor, and the rest of Judgment Day. I could see them putting the briefcase on Damian Priest. If I'm being honest, he is probably the more marketable Latino superstar over Santos Escobar. If WWE is looking for that new Latino superstar, I think he has a really strong chance to win this, especially if Finn Balor does win that World Heavyweight Championship match, but I'm not picking him because, I'm taking him. I'm taking LA Knight. Yeah, just in terms of his character, he just makes the most sense with this damn thing. And if he doesn't win, the entire WWE universe is going to absolutely erupt in anger. And recently, WWE has been very good about finally giving the fans what they're clamoring for. It just makes good business sense, okay? WWE, put the thing on LA Knight and let him carry that thing and make it super awesome and relevant and make it incredibly entertaining on every episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Yeah, give it to LA Knight. Don't be a dummy. Yeah, and that's it. Those are my predictions. Who do you think is going to win the men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder match? I'm very interested. Go down in the comments below. And if you just think that it's LA Knight, don't even say LA Knight. Just say, yeah. See you in the next one. Get out of here.